as your math teacher. Today we are coming to treat the topic of indices. We are coming to treat indices. And when it talks about indices, it deals with exponents and bases. So indices, it has a laws and properties. And based on the laws will help you to solve any indices question. So it has 3 laws. So the first law, you will go through all the laws and check how to deal with. And after that, we come to the properties. Okay, so without wasting much time, we are coming to look at the first law. So the first law says that A index 3 times A index 2 equal to A index 5, which means indices which have the same basis, when it's multiplied, we add the exponent or the index. So A and A here will be the same base. So then the law says that when the bases are the same, we should add the exponents. That's why we have get A exponent 5. So we have some examples here. This one, 2 exponent 4 times 2 exponent 2. We get 2 exponent 6. Means the bases are the same. That's why we add the exponents to get 6. So this was the first law states. Let's move on to the second law. The second law also says that A index 5 divided by A index 3, which means when we are dealing with the same basis and it's divided, we should subtract the exponents. So we will subtract the denominator exponent from the numerator exponent, and we get here 2. So anytime we are dealing with indices and the bases are the same and it's divided, so when it's divided and the bases are the same, we will just subtract the denominator exponent from the numerator exponent for helping us to work easy and to solve the indices question that it will come across. So we are finished with the second law, and the third law also says that A exponent 3 all square. So the all square, this one we see here, it won't be confused us when you know what we are doing. So it means that when A exponent 3 all square, which means the exponent, these 2 exponents, they are multiplying. So when they are multiplying, that's why we get this A exponent 6, because they are multiplying. So whenever you see any base with exponent, and after that there is in the bracket and another exponent over the bracket or at the back of the bracket, the 2 exponents will multiply to get the answer. That's why we have A exponent 6, because these 2 exponents are multiplying. So these are the 3 laws of indices, and these laws will help us to solve any indices question that it will come across. So when we are finished with the laws, we have some properties. We have 5 properties here, and these 5 properties, we are coming to move through them so that it will help us to get understanding, much understanding to solve indices question. So property 1 is said that, or we see that any number in the 0 is equal to 1. That's what the property 1 is saying. So any number in the 0 is equal to 1. So we have example 1 here. 10 in the 0 is equal to 1. So 100 in the 0 is equal to 1. 1000 in the 0 is equal to 1. So the property says that any number in the 0 is equal to 1. Okay, we are keeping this in mind. So let's move on to the property 2. The property 2 says that the A and B, they are multiplying, and they are in the same bracket, or they are in the same bracket. So when A and B are multiplying and they are in a bracket and having 1 exponent, A will take the exponent and B also will take the exponent. we see this here. It's what the property 2 is just telling us, that when A and B are in the same or in one bracket and they are multiplying and they all have one exponent, A will take one exponent and B also will take the exponent. So you get A index n and B index n. Okay, so let's move on to the property 3 also. The property 3 says that negative index. So when we have been given an indices question with negative index, this is how we are going to treat it. The negative index, when you have been given any negative index, like what on the board, A index negative n, this is how we will treat it. To remove the negative from the exponent, you bring it will be 1 over A index n. 1 over A index n. So this is how we treat negative index. So let's see this example here. So whenever like we have example maybe 10 index negative 2, it will be like this: 1 over 10 index 2. This is how we treat the negative index. Okay, so let's move on to the property 4. Property 4 also states that when A is dividing B and they are in the same bracket and they all have one exponent, A will also take his or her exponent and B will also take the exponent. So you treat like this: A exponent n and B exponent n. This is what the property 4 also have for us. So let's move on to the property 5. Property 5, this is also contain the negative index. So let's see how we treat it. The negative index, so A index, A and B, they are in a bracket and they are dividing. So it's A over B. Whenever you see this, it means they are dividing. And when they are dividing, they are in the same bracket. And in the same bracket, they have a negative index. So let's see how we treat it. This negative index will let A and B be interchanged. So when we come here, we have to remove the negative from the index. So how can you remove the negative from the index? We have to interchange the A and B. Only thing you do is to interchange the A and B. And when you interchange the A and B, it means the negative have been cancelled. So then the exponent is free from the negative. So we have example here. Example, we have 2 over 3 will have negative index 2. So let's see how we treat it. So the property says that to remove the negative from the index, we have to interchange the s, the 2 and 3. And when you look at the question, the 2 is the numerator and the 3 is the denominator. But when we are treating it with the negative exponent or negative index, we have to interchange the denominator and the numerator so that we can remove this from there. We can remove the negative from the exponent. So without 6, and we are continuing in the property 6. Property 6 also states that when we have a base with half exponent, this is how we treat it. We can use the square root to treat a base with half exponent like this. We can use square root to treat a base with half exponent. And the same time, when we are giving a base in the square root, we can turn upside down, like we can use the half exponent to represent the square root. This is what the property says also have for us. And the property says we have example. Let's look this example. We have 4 exponent negative half. And we want to use the square root to break down the indices to solve for it and get the answer. So you square root, or you put the 4 inside the square root. And after putting the 4 inside the square root, and we all know that square root of 4 is 2. So this is how we get 2. square root of 4 is 2. So when we break down this basis or this index or these indices, we get 2 because it's a property, and the property also states that when we have a base and the base is having a half exponent, we use square root to solve for the answer. Okay, so without wasting much time, we are coming to apply all the rules, the laws, and the properties. We have laws and properties that we have learned. We are coming to apply all this in this example.